I have a few announcements. First of all, people noticed that our organ isn't here this year. That's because it's being refurbished, and it will be restored and returned to the theater. But the organist, as you know, Warren York, who played beautifully for years and years, eventually he became ill. He went blind. I think it was maybe a complication of diabetes. And he was at a veterans center. And Melissa Murley from the News Gazette wrote this beautiful, beautiful article about him. Oh, people have read it. Oh, this lovely article about Warren, and you can find it online. And one thing that I forgot to mention early on is that every day you should purchase the News Gazette and read these amazing stories that Melissa is writing about the festival. You know, she's a great writer. And I was thinking we really should, during Ebertfest, have some sort of paper vending machine there right where we sell, you know, on the back where you can go and buy books and T-shirts and everything. We should have the News Gazette available because we found the festival goes so quickly, and if we buy a News Gazette every day and take it home, we kind of reconstruct what happened at the festival each day by reading those articles. And they didn't pay me to say that. It's just that good. Also, we have, I have to remind you again about, I didn't finish about Warren York. Warren York is now in Carle Hospital, and they expect him to be okay. I sent flowers over today from Ebertfest, so. And for some of you, if anyone wants to just send cards to Warren, it's Warren York, and at the Carle Hospital, C-A-R-L-E. He's in room 6224. All right. Let me see. Ebertfest.com. Go to Ebertfest.com. Tomorrow is the day when Ebertfest and the Marathon go head-to-head, mano a mano. And it's 20,000 of them and not quite 20,000 of us. So it's going to be a little more difficult to get here. We were talking to the police department last night, and they were telling us that they are trying to, there are some routes that they've tried to make so that we can get through. But just know it's going to be a little more difficult. And at Ebertfest.com, we put maps with instructions, some of the instructions they gave us for how you can get through so that you can try to get here on time or try to get here at all. It'll be a little difficult. Let me see. Okay, I talked about, back there you can buy books, T-shirts, coffee, and everything in the back hall. And I think that some of that money goes to continue the restoration of this beautiful Virginia theater. We are so, as some of you have been coming over the years, have noticed the progress that's being made on the theater, and we want to continue to support that. Also, we want to continue to support the merchants who come back, the vendors who come back who are outside. I know Bertha Mitchell and the barbecue stand, and then the stand next door to hers. They're out there whether it's rain or shine. It was cold, it was rainy, we couldn't stay outside as much, so they didn't have as much business, but they're staying and they're coming back day after day. Please, in between, have meals in town and elsewhere too, but please help support those vendors who come to us every year at Ebertfest. There's an encore performance of movies at the Art Theater right around on Church Street here. This year, the Art Theater, the movies that we showed, sometimes if you don't have a pass and you're getting individual tickets, this year you get a chance to go around to the Art Theater to see the movies that we're showing at Ebertfest. Not all of them, but select select movies and some from the past as well. And because Richard Linklater is coming here with his movie, they're even showing a movie that they just love that's not in our festival, Waking Life. So if you don't get enough of Ebertfest, you know, go around there or tell your friends who can't get tickets they can go to the art theater. All right, I think that concludes that portion of our show, as they say. Now we get to announce our movie today, 45365, which is the zip code of a town in Ohio that our filmmakers, the brothers Turner and Bill Ross. I told them it's kind of like Siskel and Ebert. When I see them, I say, who's Siskel and who's Ebert? Who's Bill and who's Turner? And they're going to introduce themselves and introduce the movie. But I have to tell you that it was their first feature-length film, and it was the winner of the South by Southwest Grand Jury for Best Documentary. And we have, excuse me, we have today with us Janet Pearson from the South by Southwest Film Festival. She's very proud of this film. She's going to serve as the moderator afterwards. And they also won the Independent Spirit Truer Than Fiction Award. And the year that they won that award, it just so happens that Roger and I had made the donation for the award, so they won the Ebert Award that year. And I don't know if they know this, their film was chosen independent. As much as we liked the film, we couldn't, because we were giving the donation, we could not participate in choosing the film. So you won it fair and square at the Independent Spirit Awards. Please help us welcome Turner and Bill Ross.
How about Mrs. Ebert? Wow. This is far and away the largest audience we've ever had for this film. And probably the number of people here outnumber the people that have actually ever seen it. So. You know, in large part, I think we got into filmmaking because of Mr. Ebert and Gene Siskel's championing of the film Hoop Dreams, which we saw as young kids. Our mom, who's here today, drove us to the nearest big city to ours, and we saw Hoop Dreams, and it affected us so greatly that we just started documenting everything. And
well, also, Bill started training for basketball at the Y at 4 a.m. every morning, and when that didn't work out, you know, we...
Yeah. So it's incredible. Growing up in the city, in the film, you know, this is so beyond the realm of, we never dared to dream about something like this. So this is rather incredible. So thank you all for coming. This is my brother.
There was a question at one of the panels this morning about the relevancy of movie critics in sort of the modern digital era. And we are definitely evidence that the power of the pen can change the trajectory of anybody. And if you haven't read Mr. Ebert's glowing review, it's a beautiful piece of writing. So thank you all so much for being here. And if you enjoy yourselves or don't, feel free to stay afterwards and we'll talk as long as they'll let us. So thank you all very much. Thank you.